Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-July 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I'm shuffling the cards a little bit. So just to kind of like give you a bit of background for the rest of July, which this period is covering, we are having a lunar eclipse on the 16th. As I record this particular video, it is the 10th. So it's in 6 days. And this is going to fall, because it's in Capricorn, in your 12th house. Wow. A lunar eclipse is a very powerful full moon. And in the 12th house, this is a very psychic kind of a thing. This is a very... lunar eclipses can be very internalized to begin with, but in the 12th house, it can feel like it's coming from another dimension, from your subconscious mind, in the dream state. But it's great for breaking free from addictions. The 12th house is the house of undoing, and lunar eclipse can really... it's like a since it's a powerful full moon, and the full moons are good for purification, this is like a runaway train in a sense, where it's like you really can't control this, but it could be that you decide to let go of a bad habit or an addiction, and it's effortless because the time is right. It's like, you're done with it. And you've probably read of maybe even famous people, but any kind of person, if you've ever read a memoir of somebody who's had an addiction, sometimes they just let it go. And they may have had that addiction for a decade. So it's something where you're trying to improve your life. I mean, we all are, hopefully. And in your case, you may see, because this is kind of that insight that you may have, how you're tripping yourself up. And that can really spell progress for your life. The heart of the matter is the Knight of Cups. This can be an offer that comes to you. I want to bring up the past position card. The Hangman can be like a state of limbo. So because we're having a Mercury retrograde until the 31st, you may be waiting for somebody, like a job offer that you have already interviewed for, and it's possible you will get that offer during this time period. Well, it'd be really cool if it happened on the 31st when Mercury went direct, because that would really prove how accurate astrology is. But it really doesn't matter if it's during the Mercury retrograde, because it's just one phase. Even if you get an offer, you may tell them, okay, I'll give you my final answer in a week, because you want to deliberate, or you just don't want to take the offer right away. You don't want to seem desperate, who knows. And by the time you did decide to accept it, it might be in August. August is apparently a month that is going to be a move forward type of a month. I was watching somebody else, another astrologer, and because I haven't done my own readings for the astrological portion of it. It's usually I don't watch astrologers before I do my readings. This was just because it was so much in advance. And so it's very interesting, because I feel that I know that Jupiter is going direct in August, and that's we have that in Sagittarius, and that is your 11th house, but that's in the future. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Aquarius. I'm just kind of setting the stage where I think that you are possibly going to be dealing with change in August as well, because you have a full moon in your sign in August. So this can simply be looking at it from wanting to make something happen. I mean, this could even be like a relationship issue. Somebody comes to you and says, yes, I want to be with you. But with the Hangman, there's some kind of a sense of being on the hook, or waiting for somebody else to make a decision. Maybe that other person was involved with a partner and you could not be with them anyway, and now and it's possible that you were not sure if they would ever break free from that other person. The higher message is the Queen of Cups, and this is a very intuitive energy. I think for Aquarius that you should embrace the fact that you have a lot of these gifts yourself. And sorry about that. I have my camera very close quarters because of the mic being right here. Yeah, I'm thinking that you're going to need to discern whether or not this is the right thing for you at the right time. Because like I said, in August you're going to have a full moon in your sign. So you may be still going through a lot of shifts that maybe they won't shake out until September. If there are other things that are ending in your life, you may get a job offer at a time when you're even thinking of leaving. There's a couple of travel cards here. So, it's something where you might really be like, I've been waiting for this, but now I'm not so sure that this is the right thing to do. I think a lot of us have experienced that. And it's kind of maddening, to be honest. But it is what it is, right? And what crosses you is the Chariot. So this is one of those travel cards. Again, because of the Mercury retrograde, travel can be screwed up, but it's not. We have here another card that's associated with travel, especially long distances, world travel. But in any case, this can be a situation where maybe you have a vehicle that is not functioning. And that makes it harder to, maybe even like if this is a job offer where you must travel using your car, like you're a regional type of a person and you have to go to, I'm speaking United States types of places, different states in your area, and travel that way, and your car is acting up. That may be problematic. It's like, oh, now you give me this job offer when my car is in the shop. Thanks, perfect timing, or something like that. So the Queen of Cups, I would say, is look at the situation from an intuitive way. It's interesting. Even the Hangman is connected to Neptune. And so there is a strong sense of, really tapping into your intuition to decide whether or not to do something, or whether or not to do something. The advice is the Five of Cups. This is a card of grief, a card of disappointment over what could be. If there's something where you feel like you have to turn down an offer because you just don't have it together, or you sense that it's not the right thing, but you feel on an intellectual level that you're making the biggest mistake of your life, you know, don't deny that sense of disappointment, but understand that you don't see the bigger picture yet. That when you get that job that's perfect for you, or that partner, that you will be able to look back and say, oh, I made the right decision. By the way, the Queen of Cups and the Chariot card both connect with the sign of Cancer. So if there is a Cancer person, they maybe they are the ones that's the Knight of Cups. I don't know exactly which sign the Knight of, which water sign. Might be Cancer, I don't know. Or if it is even assigned to a certain water sign. But this person is not right for you. And obviously I'm speaking in a general sense. There may be some, I think in general, Aquarius and Cancer is a really odd combination because you just are so different. This is just based on sun signs, not looking at other factors. And in those kinds of relationships, I was speaking on this with another air sign where I got cards that were associated with water, and I was observing that this could create a dynamic in the relationship where you are constantly accused of being insensitive, or not so much insensitive, but, well, it could be, but because you're detached, of not caring enough. I guess it's kind of insensitive, right? And you could feel very smothered by a Cancer person's emotional demands and accusations. And so the Chariot in this position would be that is not a successful relationship, and that you should, in some cases, if somebody comes to you and perhaps when maybe they were already married, for instance, and they really want to be with you, and they left their partner, the hangman may have indicated that you were more comfortable when you were waiting than when they were actually free. Because when you were waiting, it meant that you didn't have to actually be with them. And so sometimes I think Aquarians can get into relationships that are three-party situations, or where the person lives far away, because then they don't have to have that day-to-day contact, which is, it could be kind of confining for some Aquarians. The outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. Actually, I don't think that this card connects with travel. I think when I was looking at this, I was thinking of the World card, not the Wheel of Fortune. But the Wheel of Fortune is a card of, the cycles. This is like an up cycle for you, where things are going your way. And even though it may appear that you have to resist temptation in some cases, and that if you get somebody offering you something, whether it's a particular job or a particular relationship, that if it's not the right one, you have to practice great discernment. Again, using your intuition, because you don't want to just jump at anything, and understand that you are aligned to your purpose with the Wheel of Fortune, that Lady Luck is on your side, and that you don't have to settle for less. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a personal reading, my website is rainandmoonastrology.com, and the link is below. Take care. Bye.